And what's your name?
Cinnamon. Well, I still do not consent to these proceedings. Well, I never had a driver's license, so I still don't.
This is unbelievable. Wow. We are seeing history being made. A sovereign citizen truly coming to a logical conclusion. It's shocking, don't you think? This one appears to have finally recognized that arguing with the law doesn't work, as evidenced by the lack of successful courtroom theatrics and the typical Facebook conspiracy ranting. The actual query, though, is this. Is this a last-ditch attempt to avoid arrest, or is this real progress? Since these kinds of occurrences are uncommon, please share your thoughts in the comments section. Let's dissect everything.
P1217275. Count 1, no plate on a trailer. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drive while license suspended. Appearance for the record, starting with, I don't think counsel is represented in this matter. So Ms. Woodford, state your name for the record, please.
I'm here by special appearance by co-actives.
And what's your name?
Cinnamon.
Last name too.
Woodford.
All right, ma'am. Now, you know you have the right to have an attorney in this particular matter. This is a misdemeanor matter. And by right, under law, you have the right to have a representative in the form of an attorney for this particular matter. Would you like to have an attorney in this matter?
I do not consent to these proceedings. The offer is not accepted. I do not consent to being surety of this case and proceedings. I demand the bond be brought forth immediately so I can see who will indemnify me if I'm damaged.
Okay, so the question that I asked is that, did you want to have an attorney provided for you in this particular matter, Ms. Woodford?
I do not consent to these proceedings. The offer is not accepted. I do not consent to being surety of this case and proceedings. I demand the bond be immediately brought forth so I can see who will indemnify me if I'm damaged.
Ms. Woodford, you're quoting from civil, well, not even civil procedure. Right now, you're quoting from the UCC. This is a criminal/traffic matter. So those proceedings govern these type of cases and these type of matters.
What crime did I commit?
Ms. Woodford, if you do not wish to participate, then what ends up happening is that this matter will go into a show cause. After the show cause, then it will enter into what's called a bench warrant for your arrest until you handle this matter, at least the misdemeanors. And these are all misdemeanor offenses. So that's how this is handled on this particular end and this particular point. The offenses that have been alleged at this point in time is that there were no plates on your trailer, that there was no insurance on a Chevy vehicle, that's a 2007 Chevy vehicle, and that the driver's license was suspended that you had. And so those are the offenses that have been alleged at this point in time. Right now, they are just allegations. So you have the right to have an attorney, which I don't know if you would like to have that right or not. You have the right to have a jury trial. You have the right to have a bench trial. A jury trial is a trial before 6 people of the community in the city of Detroit who come and they will hear the facts, and based on the evidence and based on the law will make a decision. A bench trial is the same thing, only a judge, me and myself, would sit there and I would hear those same facts and evidence and apply the same law in the same way.
What was the purpose of her coming here if she wasn't actually trying to argue? Was the experience all she wanted? Some sovereign citizens actually think that if they put together the correct combination of gibberish, the judge will say, "Oh no, my mistake. Case dismissed." It's crazy. The law does not operate that way. Courts don't follow the fictional laws they read about on Facebook. They follow the real ones. And thus far, yes, things don't seem good for her. You can tell the judge is waiting for her to say something that actually makes sense, even though they are being exceedingly patient. Probably more patient than I would be. Will she put more effort into the foolishness, or finally figure it out? Let's investigate.
Up to you. It's a decision that you have to make. It's not going to go away, okay? Just because you want it to go away, it's not going to go away. There is jurisdiction for it, so it's your decision on today. If you don't want to participate, then it's going to go into show cause because you can keep coming and it's just going to hang out there, but eventually we're going to have to adjudicate this matter at some point in time because it cannot remain on this docket indefinitely. So you have to make some decisions as to what you would like to do with these matters.
Well, I still do not consent to these proceedings.
Okay. So if you do not want to participate, I'm going to be forced to put it into what's called a warrant. You have to participate. So you have to come in and ready to go with something. I know you may not like it, but as a person who is a citizen of the United States of America, who is a person who lives in Michigan and is utilizing the services of our world and our community, these are the things that have been alleged. Now, if you're saying that the officer wasn't, correct in those or something, your license was valid or you had car insurance and you can present all of that, then we can try and figure out if we can get a new offer or something different. But other than that, you do have to stand for these particular allegations that have been made at this point in time.
Well, I never had a driver's license, so I still don't consent to any of these proceedings. So, I mean, I still don't consent to these proceedings. The offer is not accepted. So,
ma'am, you can stop reading that. I know they've given you a line cue that you were able to read off of, but this is as long as you utilize the services of everything in the city of Detroit and you fail to do those things, this is the ticket that proceeds. But I don't know that you failed. You said you don't have a license, but did you have car insurance at that time that you can present?
no.
Was it a trailer on the back of the vehicle?
Judge, I'm sorry. I know I'm not on this case, but if I could file an amicus brief of sort. Judge, I'm a little uneasy with, this is Matthew Dupree, PED 0132. I'm a little uneasy with the questioning here just because technically if this matter were set for trial, what she says here could be used against her. And so I'm not sure she should necessarily be answering those
You
questions.
want your representation, Mr. Dupree?
She did not, Judge.
Did you ask her if she wanted your representation?
I did, Your Honor.
Did the court ask her if she wanted her representation?
You did, Your Honor.
You can continue to talk, Mr. Dupree. I appreciate you stepping in on her behalf.
I appreciate that, Judge. Your Honor, I'm just I just thought I would make that representation. I don't think the city attorney would actually pull the transcripts, but it is worth noting that anything she said here, could come back. So it might, I'm not sure that necessarily that questioning would be appropriate. Sorry, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Dupree. I appreciate you coming in to step to the rescue of Miss Woodard so that she understands.
It's Woodford.
Why even intervene the lawyer? I would let her suffer the repercussions if I were him. She has been haughty the entire time, basically running straight for contempt charges. The most bizarre aspect? She immediately incriminated herself, giving the prosecution all the evidence they required. Why is this lawyer suddenly attempting to save her? She will simply dispute with him as well. Although they only serve to facilitate the judge's decision to decide against them, sovereign individuals always believe they are the most intelligent person in the room. He's doing his job, though, and I appreciate his patience because I know I wouldn't. How do you all feel?
Are you making that determination for me, ma'am?
You have to have a bench or a jury trial. You told me you don't want to plead. That's fine. You probably should have a jury trial then. And I don't have any jury trials for this year.
Are you making that determination for me, ma'am?
If you don't make the determination, yes, the court is making a determination for you. Yes, because I have to move it. I have to move it. So it's either Attorney Dupree, can I have a bench trial now? I don't want to violate anything.
No, Judge, she has to explicitly waive her right to a jury trial, and strictly speaking, she has to do it in writing. So I would say if she's saying she will not plead, that would be standing mute, and I think the court would have to set it for a jury trial.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I had a very bad power surge.
I figured as much. So no, back on the record, I figured that it happened because you kind of froze up, and my clerk informed me that you froze completely. So
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'm setting this for a jury trial because the alternate is that I can put this in warrant status, and I don't want to do that unless I necessarily have to. So at that point in time, you can be able to have your day in court to say whatever you want to say at that point in time.
Okay.
Okay? All right? So I'm going to, but I have to do a pre-trial because I don't have any dates right now. But I have your name down. But that will give you the opportunity. You will be able to talk to the jurors. You will have the opportunity to have testimony taken.
This is a first. Wow. Did a sovereign citizen just violate their unwritten code by accepting free counsel? For this, she could be expelled from the Facebook group. To be honest though, this is a lesson for everyone else. Accept the free advice. In order to prevent you from embarrassing yourself and getting locked up sooner, the court actually assigns you a lawyer. It's similar to receiving a test cheat sheet, but the majority still decide to fail. Not her though. Bravo for at last making the right decision. Let's now see if this strengthens her argument or if it's already too late. Let's get started.
No plate or trailer. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drove while license suspended. Also calling ticket number SP11022272. This is no proof of insurance. Count 1 of that same ticket is no receipt of registration. This is the date and time set for a bench trial in this matter. Appearances for the record, starting with Attorney Bachman, please.
Good morning, Harry Bachman for the defendant. Your name, please, ma'am.
Senator Woodford.
Thank you, Ms. Woodford. These matters are set for trial. I do not believe there's been an officer who has checked in. With the people being unprepared now at 11 a.m. approximately, at the case is set for 9, we'd ask you to consider a motion to dismiss here without prejudice. Thank you.
No officer having checked in on any of these matters, the court is going to grant your request. I'm going to dismiss these matters without prejudice. You're all set, Ms. Woodford. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good
I must admit that I'm pleased of her for accepting the free advice. It's that easy. Accept the assistance rather than embarrassing yourself. Trying to make a stand by dragging a small traffic issue into a jury trial never succeeds. Though, they just make life more difficult for themselves. Sovereign citizens believe they are outwitting the system. At least she learned her lesson before things worsened. However, what are your thoughts? Will she return next month with the same crap? Or did she truly learn? Perhaps there is hope because she seemed kind in the end, and even wished the judge a good day. In any case, if we're celebrating this, the bar is low. I hope the video was enjoyable to you. I post every day, so remember to like, subscribe, and keep checking back. I appreciate you watching, and be careful.